1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4.
Today we're back to Bluegrass with the classic tune Rollin' in My Sweet Baby's Arms in the key of A. I've got 3 solos for this song. One is a basic, very basic melody with, we're going to use pinches, forward roll, and alternating thumb rolls. So some very basic rolls to imply the basic melody. The next 2 solos are going to get more bluegrassy and progressively more difficult as well. So we're going to look at, okay, once you know the basic melody to a song, how do we spice it up? How do we add some bluegrass style licks that imply the melody but make it sound like bluegrass banjo? So I'm going to break all 3 solos down note for note and then show you a bunch of down the neck rolling backup I would do for this song. And if you're watching the preview of this lesson, you can head over to my website, mikeheadingmusic.com, and pick up the full lesson. It's going to be about 40 to 50 minute video with 4 practice tracks and the tab. So everything comes with the lesson. All right, here's Rollin' in My Sweet Baby's Arms in the key of A. All right, let's start breaking down this basic version of Rollin' in My Sweet Baby's Arms. Remember, I've got my capo on the 2nd fret. I've got my 5th string spiked up to the 7th, so I'm in the key of A. I'm going to be thinking out of the key of G, though. So remember, we got our capo on the 2nd fret. We're thinking in G, but we're really playing in the key of A. And if you don't have a capo or you don't feel like putting your capo on, you certainly don't have to. You could practice this version in G, but if you want to play along with me or play along with the practice tracks, you will need to put your capo on. So let's play the first 5 measures of the basic melody, and then we'll start breaking it down. Here we go. Do that a few times. One more time, a little faster. So this basic melody is going to be mainly made up of pinches, forward rolls, and alternating thumb rolls. So 3 really basic rolls. I kept the basic melody obviously very simple so you can practice getting a handle on the basic melody before you start adding licks and more bluegrass style rolls. Okay, so for measure 1, we're just going to start with our pickup, and we're just going to do a thumb on the 3rd string, pinch the outside strings, thumb and middle, so 5 and 1, those are my strings, and then I'm going to hit the 4th string with my thumb, and then the 3rd string with my thumb. So we got all quarter notes there. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's pretty easy. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good thumb practice there if you're still working on getting your thumb to move around. And then measure 2, we're going to bring our thumb up to the 2nd string, hit that note. And then we're going to bring our thumb all the way up to the 5th string and do 5, 2, 1. So a forward roll. Those are my strings. 5th string, 2nd string, 1st string. Thumb, index, middle with my right hand. And then we're going to put our 2nd finger of our left hand on the 2nd fret of the 3rd string and do another forward roll, 5, 3, 1. And then we're going to go down to the 3rd string, which is going to start measure 3 with our thumb. So let's play measure 2 on its own into measure 3. You can hear it, how it completes the lick. Let's do that a few times. I'll do it really even slower. So why are we using our thumb at the beginning of that rather than our index finger, right? So if you see at the beginning of measure 2, we have a quarter note. So we've got 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and. So we actually want to make sure we play that pause at the beginning of measure 2. So that's actually why I'm using my thumb twice in a row there. It's actually going to help slow me down. Whereas if I did it with my index finger, it's easier to basically rush through that next part. If you use your thumb, it's almost like a governor on your car. You can't go any faster than your thumb's able to move. So it almost is going to slow you down a little bit. The other thing you want to make sure is that your index finger is getting up to the third string when you do that second roll. See how my index finger of my right hand? You might even have to look down at your right hand. Let's even do just the right hand of measure 2 once. Left hand. So we're going to use that lick a lot. One other thing we're doing there is, again, back to why are we using our thumb at the beginning. Scruggs had kind of a general rule of if you can use your thumb, you should. The thumb's a little bit more powerful. It's pushing down rather than picking up. So usually you get a little bit more power with your thumb. That's another reason why we're using our thumb there. So into measure 3, your thumb's going to come down, hit the third string. Then you're going to pinch the outside strings again. Put your second finger on the second fret of the 4th string and do an alternating thumb roll. 4, 3, 4, 1. And then you're going to take your second finger off. So you've got. I'm just going to loop measure 3. And then measure 4 starts with your thumb on the 3rd string again. And then we're going to go up and do 5, 3, 1 twice. T-I-M. So let's do the first 4 measures. Here we go. And then measure 5 is just a fill. We got thumb, 3rd string, pinch, outside strings, 4th string, pinch, outside strings. So not too hard for the first 5 measures. Here we go. What's the melody of that? It's basically anytime we're doing the thumb. The thumb is basically going to mostly be the melody, except for this 1 second fret on the 3rd string. That's really the only other part you're not playing with your thumb of your right hand. So the melody is. So we're just filling that up with the roll. Measure 6, another straightforward roll, thumb, 3rd string, T-I-M, 5, 3, 1 twice. That's the same as measure 4. Measure 7, thumb up to the 2nd string, pinch the outside strings, 3rd finger of your left hand, 4th fret of the 4th string, and then open 3rd string. 7 sounds like this. That's going to be setting us up to go into a D chord. Let's do 6 and 7. Make sure you're playing the timing right. So it's 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and then 4 quarter notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Measure 8. 1st finger of your left hand on the 2nd fret of the 3rd string. You're going to play that note. Pinch the outside strings. Alternating thumb roll, 3, 2, 5, 1. And then play that note again, 2nd fret, 3rd string. Pinch the outside strings. And then 4th string open. And then 2nd fret on the 4th string. And you can either use your 1st or 2nd finger, whichever feels more comfortable. So let's do 8 and 9 together. We've got. Let's do that a few times. One more, a little faster. Let's do 6 through 9. That's the ain't gonna work on the farm part. And you might see this melody a little bit different. Some people go down to this low open 4 string on the measure 8 and 9. Like that. But I'm kind of following the Flat and Scruggs version, the melody of the Flat and Scruggs version, and they don't do that. They stay up on the 2nd fret of the 3rd string. Now measure 10, back to the open 3rd string. 5, 3, 1 twice, TIM, 2 forward rolls. And then 11, we're going to go up to the 2nd string with our thumb. Again, following that same rule, if we can use our thumb, we should. Now I'm going to do 5, 2, 1, so same forward roll, but different strings. That's a good one to practice kind of accenting the beginning of the measure. I'm just looping 10 and 11. Let's do that a few times. So you want to make sure those first notes of the measure pop out. Again, that's why I'm using my thumb. Measure 12.